Welcome back to another Professional Picks college basketball video. We hit on that Purdue bet last time out. I'm also going to have a Duke UNC preview for this Saturday. In addition to this game, I will preface I do feel a little bit more strongly about the Duke UNC play, but regardless, in this one, we got the best SEC matchup to finish out the season with number 15 Kentucky heading to Rocky Top to play number 4 Tennessee, who's been one of my favorite teams all season. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Let me know what you're taking in the comments or if there's any other games you guys want to look at. Going to have a lot more videos coming out for March. Not only bets, but a lot of bracket previews. So definitely subscribe if you want to check out that content. But let's get into this game. Kentucky enters the matchup at 22-8, while Tennessee is 24-6, 2 games better, and they do hold a 2-game conference lead. So Tennessee has already locked up the SEC. You might say or think Tennessee doesn't bring it all in this game because they already have won the conference regular season title. But if you go with that reasoning, you're just wrong. Purdue, Houston, and UConn have just about locked up the first 3 1 seeds for March Madness. They all have 3 losses on the year. It would take them to lose several games, which isn't even possible with the single elimination in conference tournaments. So as it stands, there's kind of one spot left for the 1 seeds, the last 1 seed, and it could still go a lot of different ways in the next couple of weeks. But that's exactly what Tennessee is going to still be playing for. They won the conference, but however you could better your position for March Madness is still always the main goal. Currently, could go to Tennessee, could go to Arizona, could end up going to Auburn, or maybe even Duke or North Carolina, depending on how the next couple weeks play out. Potentially even Iowa State could jump in there if they make a big run in the Big 12 tournament. But the point is, there's still a lot of basketball to go with conference tournaments following these last games, and the seeding for March Madness isn't even close to being solidified yet. So you're still going to get the most out of both of these teams, and this 9.5-point spread is about what I expected in this game. Tennessee is the better team on paper. They're 14-1 at home with the one early season loss to South Carolina that they just got their payback for in their last game out. So this spread makes sense to me. I actually almost even expected Tennessee to be 10.5, 11.5-point favorites, but Kentucky is still a good basketball team with tons of talent, arguably more talent than Tennessee. And with averaging the 3rd most points in the country, Kentucky's still a threat to win on every night despite their defense. There aren't any injuries, which makes this game slightly easier to project. Don't have to count for absences affecting team averages or overall ratings. So I do feel like there's a decent grasp on this game. And nothing against John Calipari, but I do like everything about the Volunteers more, and I do think this team has a really good shot to run the table and win March Madness. Cal did bring back some returners, more than we've seen in a couple of years past, and notably is Antonio Reeves, a really good 3-level scorer, mostly a jump shooter. But once again, this team's loaded with freshmen, and really none of them besides Reed Sheppard or Rob Dillingham, to me, look ready for the NBA, and these are their 2 smallest guards. Really, for the most part, scorers. I mean, Sheppard does bring a little bit more with his playmaking ability, and then just elite 3-point shooting. But the key here is the other guys are really the top 10 guys who are supposed to lead this class have not really shown that they are or should be lottery picks in my mind. On top of that, I think Aaron Bradshaw should get more minutes for Kentucky. I know he had the early season injuries that he's dealing with, but his size changes this team defensively. KenPom has them ranked as the 99th ranked defense in college basketball, and at that mark, they have absolutely no shot of winning March Madness. You never know if the defense is going to show up. You never know if they're not. Tennessee, on the other hand, their defense is going to play hard. They're going to show up every single night, and you know that's a constant. Kentucky, on the other hand, you don't know what they're going to do on the defensive end. And I think a huge reason for that is because they go 10 deep. They have so much talent that it gets really hard to manage it. Yes, Calipari does a good job of getting everyone minutes, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like team basketball that you see on the Tennessee end, where people are trying to win the game. And not that Kentucky's not trying to win the game, but it does seem like there's a little bit more stat padding on that end of the basketball. And went off track a little bit there, but I was talking about Aaron Bradshaw should be getting more minutes. Trey Mitchell is a fine player, transferred from West Virginia, been there a couple of years now, but he doesn't do enough to elevate this team defensively, especially when the guards are all scoring heavy too. Already talked about Reeves, Shepard, Dillingham, all just straight scorers for the most part. So these guys know what to expect when signing with Kentucky, but it creates that weird dynamic with everyone still trying to get their own with only so many minutes and possessions in a game. It's really no surprise that they play so fast. I believe the 13th highest tempo, or I just know they're in the top 50 at least in tempo, and they really don't bring it on the defensive end. And going up against a team like Tennessee, who is actually really solid in every single category, and you have holes like that, I don't really think you'll be able to compete in this game. On top of that, Tennessee starts 2 juniors and 3 seniors. Outside of Connect, these are all guys that have grown and really learned Rick Barnes' system, know the program. And while you might not connect, I mean, he's a senior. He's one of the best players in college basketball right now. And these are all grown men. Not going to make a Zakai Ziegler joke, but these guys are all built a little bit differently, and their physicality is really going to show on the defensive end here. Talk about it in the next pick as well, but in March, the refs are going to let you play a little bit more. You're going to see tougher basketball when you know you could lose any single game. I'm going to go with the more experienced guys, the guys who are going to play both ends of the court, who aren't just trying to get their points and projections up for the NBA draft. And then similar to most of my picks, I mean, I like signing with the defensive team. I like signing with the good rebounding team. But Kentucky's going to need to shoot really well to win this game, and they can. We already mentioned it. They average the 3rd most points in the country. But Tennessee does have the rebounding advantage, and they hold opponents to under 41% from the field on their home court. They're the 2nd best defense when it comes to opponents' field goal percentage. And it's really similar to you'll see in my preview for North Carolina versus Duke, but I'm going to rely on the defense to show up. I'm going to rely on the upperclassmen to show up in March. And yeah, just rely on the best player on the court. We got Dalton Connect in this matchup. It's once again going to be a nightmare. Whether it's Reeves, who I don't think is a very good defender, maybe Justin Edwards. I mean, these are young, or at least Edwards is a young guy that I think is going to really struggle to slow him down. I mean, South Carolina threw the full house at him, and he still found ways to get buckets. Wasn't the most efficient, but it was still enough to get the job done. Cover the spread in that one. But just going to reiterate once more, Kentucky's playing basketball to get everyone their stats. Tennessee, they're going to play the right way, and they're going to out-physical Kentucky in this game. I think Tennessee wins this game by 12 or 13. That's the play in this matchup. Thanks for watching, and good luck this weekend. Let me know if you're tailing or fading in the comments, and stay tuned for more videos coming out.